Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 BC review. Today I'm going to take a look at Light Crusader on the Sega Mega Drive / Genesis, depending on where you live. This here is a rarity in itself. This is one of the few games that Treasure made that isn't actually a shoot 'em up. Well, any type of shooter really. So you start off, there's all this story. Unfortunately it can't be skipped, so I'm going to have Panda do that for me. So there we go, then the story's finally finished. You can walk around and talk to all these people if you want to. You can walk around the castle if you want to, because there are a few hidden things in there, like stuff that will give you energy. There's also one of the save points and the likes and teleporters. Or you can just go into the game. There's only actually one dungeon in this game, but while many people will now switch the review off thinking, oh my god, that's awful, 800 points for one dungeon, the dungeon is 6 floors, and each floor is about the length of a standard Ocarina of Time dungeon. They take forever to go through. That's not a bad thing, they're all very fun and enjoyable. I'm just saying, even though it's one dungeon, there's actually a hell of a lot of gameplay there, because it's technically like 6 huge dungeons in one. Basically, to find it, you have to go to the graveyard here, and oh did I have fun with this, because I knew it would be an old Zelda skill tactic of having to push the gravestone. Not once did I realise that you'd have to push it from the side rather than actually pushing it forward. So you push it from the side there, and this opens up the dungeon in the game. You basically walk through here, you've got your life in the top left corner there, just again filler while I'm waiting for something. You can do attacks, walking attacks and jumping attacks. After killing enemies, sometimes magic falls down, and basically the magic can be used as spells. There are 4 different magic types, and the magic types can be combined to create up to 20 different spells. Now these spells range from anything like a shield that will protect you, to a giant asteroid falling down out of the sky, slamming into your enemy, which is pretty mad. You can get gold there, just basically using the shop in the store. You can get food from the enemies. You can put the food on auto or manual, and basically that means manual, you use it yourself when you feel fit to use it. You need, like when you feel you need it. Auto, it uses it whenever it can. So by that I mean I've got full energy here at the moment, and if I were just to go down and lose 10 points of energy, then it would automatically use something to fill up those 10 points of my energy. Now that's actually quite irritating at times, because there is actually magic fountains on the game that refill all of your energy. So if you're using that system, then all of a sudden you could have just used 7 food items, because you like automatically, if you know what I mean, and you could have just went to the fountain, which would have refilled it all for free. So that it's one of them things that can be pretty irritating if you've got it switched on, because while it can save your life, you are thinking at the same time, well, had I known, I'd have had enough energy to get to the fountain, and I wouldn't have used all those health items. Because this is actually, I believe, the first fountain here. Yep. You just walk up and it fills it up. So, it's one of them things where you might want to leave it on, you might not. It's totally up to you. But anyway, the whole point of the gameplay is there's puzzles all over the place. There's platform sections there. You have to save these villages by just like cutting them, and it says oops because you have actually cut them, even though it doesn't kill them. There's then these story sections, which again you can't skip and you can't just leave. So that's pretty irritating. But at the same time, I suppose it's kind of interesting when you first got the game. And as I say, it's just a bit of a Zelda title. It's a bit of a hack and slash. You have to walk around, you have to hack your way to enemies. Magic and the likes falls out of them, as I say. There's puzzles and all sorts of things to solve, where you like have to push explosive barrels up to doors to blow them open and stuff like that. So there's quite a lot for you to do here, quite a large amount of gameplay for you, even though it's only got the one dungeon, because as I say, it's massive. There's also loads of really cool bosses of the game. The first one is like a giant dragon type thing, I believe. That may actually be the second one, because the other one I'm thinking of is this like weird eye type monster, which is like just covered in things that you have to hack off. There's things like this here, which are just basically lasers that you have to activate. You have to point them at a certain place so that the door opens up. So there you go. As I say, loads of puzzles and all sorts of stuff. Gonna shut up for a few seconds and just let you listen to the music. So there we go then, that was a bit of the music. I've swapped over to another file now so I can show you a few things. You can get loads of different sword types there, as you can see, and armor types and glove types that will just basically strengthen you and the likes. You can get loads of different like side quest items and the likes, well not side quest items, just like key items. And you've got the magic, which I can show you now. basically you can mix them up and the like. So obviously if you just put fire and health and the water one on, and then you get cure, you can switch this on to do meteor, and if you just push the button, then as I say, a meteor comes out and the likes to kill the enemies. There's loads of different, well, as I've said, there's 20 different magic things to do, so it's just mix and match. Unfortunately I don't have any of the thunder though, which is a bit of a shame, because that one's pretty good when you've got all 4 of them. I've got this guardian here to just protect us, so loads of different things for you to do on the game. It's absolutely huge. Thankfully there's a map there so you can tell exactly where you've been on each of the floors and where the save points are and the likes and stuff like that. So that's that then. Graphically I think the game looks pretty damn good. Obviously the character's a bit bland, but I still think the way they've done it, this kind of like isometric type thing looks really good, although at the same time it doesn't play like an isometric game like what Landstalker does. So there we go then. That's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about the game that I didn't answer in the vid or that hasn't been answered in the comments, then feel free to ask and I'll help if I can. Also, if you did find it helpful, don't forget to check out my channel because there's plenty more like this up there, and don't forget to subscribe because there'll be plenty more to come as well. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.